What's going on, everybody? This is Aaron. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I just wanted to just give an update, basically on how life has been, and basically just round up how 2025 has went. To make a long story short, it hasn't been good, to be honest. As usual, it's just been a year, just full of setbacks, roadblocks, and all. I mean, I've been trying to push through them the best that I could, but overall, it's just pretty much been a huge disappointment, which is nothing new. But on the upside, I was able to get a rental car, and I was able to get back on the Lyft app, to drive for Lyft again, and that was a huge goal that I had, and I did accomplish that. So I am happy about that. Um, I do Lyft, I do DoorDash, and Instacart, and some other apps, to make money, and I've been doing that for about a month now. The bulk of the money still go towards the rental car. The rental car, gas, tolls. I still got to pay for my storage, still got to pay for my phone bill. So most of the money is just going towards bills. But I am glad to be back on Lyft, and at least with the rental car, I could still just sleep in the car because I am still homeless. Um, Eventually, I'll work on getting a place to stay, but for right now, I'm just trying to work on getting me my own vehicle. And once I do that, then I'll work on, getting, an apartment, townhome, whoever, give me the chance an opportunity to move in, even that, with my credit not being so good. Um, yeah, but be surprised at how tough it is just to be able to do that, for a lot of the times when, for it was like I was homeless for like a 10-year stretch, and there were times where I made enough money to get an apartment, but they wouldn't do it because they said that my credit wasn't good enough. I go to like second chance leasing and all these places, and there was always some excuse. But right now, I'm just like I said, I'm gonna work on getting me a vehicle, and and then like I'll probably just save some money to try to at least try to get like a place and sign up for like a 6 month lease, and at least pay half of it off. I figure if I do that, if I have the cash up front, then they'll give me a chance. Maybe even save up to pay off the whole lease. Look for a place that I want to stay at and just save up the money to pay off the whole lease. I don't know how long that'll take, but I figure if I got the cash up front, then I figure somebody give me a chance because money talks. Um, I also wanted to make this video because something positive, really positive, did happen yesterday or last night when I was driving. I picked up this passenger. He was leaving from a strip club, and while I was driving him home, got to talking about our lives and what he was personally going through. I mean, for the most part, he's doing good. He has a good job and everything, so makes some really good money and stuff. But yeah, he has some sort of like personal family issues and stuff. And basically, I just told him about you know, how I've been homeless for a long time, but working every day towards. I've always been working though. That's the thing. I've been homeless, but there's never been a time where I haven't been working. I never resorted to like panhandling or standing at a corner or on the side of a freeway or anything like that. I've always been working. I figure the best thing you can do when you're homeless is to stay productive. To always work on getting off the streets. Taking the steps and initiatives to do that. Don't become complacent with being homeless and being on the streets, because I think that's what would basically just totally mentally break me down if I did that. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people. Because it's not easy being on the streets. It's a lot of dangers to it, and the way people treat you and all that stuff. Look down on you and all that. It takes its toll after a while. Mentally, physically, it breaks down your spirit. A lot of times people turn to doing drugs and alcohol to sort of, I guess, maintain or sort of ease the pains and burdens of it. But drugs and alcohol only makes things worse. It's never a good thing to turn to that. And then you're just resorting to doing all sorts of dastardly things, to get money for, more drugs and more alcohol. And then, it's like you say, and a lot of times, people like that, they start to get abused, physically abused, or they end up doing things that it's just, that's not a trap I wanted to fall into, I figured the best thing I could do is just stay as positive as I could, but stay constructive, stay working. And that's pretty much what has, got me through. It just kept me from like totally, just, giving up, But back to the story I was telling about, this guy was driving home. I basically told him what I was going through at the time. I said, I've been homeless, but, I've been working. And, I made a huge step with, getting this rental car, and it's like one step at a time, told him I was going to, work on getting my own vehicle and then getting a place to stay and so on and so forth, But, he basically said, I had a positive spirit. So, I was a good person. The thing is that he gave me this huge tip. I mean, at first he gave me like $30, and I was like, I was like, thank you, I appreciate that, And it's, it was a pretty long drive. I mean, it was like about 30-40 minute drive, and like I said, we just basically just talking about life and the world in general and everything, and once I got, we got close to his house, he, before I knew it, he actually, I mean, he was steadily, like reaching to like my passenger side of my seat. I wasn't sure what he was doing, but when we stopped, I looked and, he had left like 2 racks on my seat. I'm like, what is this? He said, no, this is a tip, just take this money, brother, and, just stay positive and hang in there, stay strong. He gave me a pound and a long hug, and just, he was really touched by my story. And I mean, I was touched by him, giving me such a huge tip. But I mean, that's what I always try to do. I always try to, no matter how tough the situation, you just got to stay positive and just hang in there and just try your best to not give up, But at the same time, I'd be lying if I said I'm not, just totally burnt out, though, because I am. Basically, this whole year has just been nothing but just setback after setback after setback. And I mean, it's really no different than any other year. But if you look at, my first videos and stuff, I mean, I had such optimism, I mean, I was at a very low point, but I was like, hey, look, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to hang in there. And I figured 2025, I mean, I'm going to see some huge strides forward. But, most part of those huge strides never came. Now, me being able to, I was able to get a rental car and start driving for Lyft. For me, that's a huge accomplishment, because I did want to get back to working for myself, working on my own terms, my own schedule, and I figured that's a huge step that'll lead me towards getting to where I want to be, just working for myself, So that basically came at the end of the year, but for the most part, aside from that, it just, there really hasn't been any positivity at all. I'm just being honest with y'all, and I just, I know I'm sort of rambling, from here to there. I just decided to cut the camera on and just start talking. I didn't really think about what I was gonna say, but yeah, but just let me show y'all though. I mean, it's no lie. This dude left me. He gave me $200. When he left, I mean, I was like, are you kidding me? He was like, yeah, he was like, yo, take this money and just hold on to it. And, just do what you want with it. You need to pay bills, whatever you need to do. But I just, he was just so touched by my story and just, my perseverance, my determination, to just go on. I mean, I'm tired. I'm stressed out, spiritually, I'm just totally down, but I'm still here. still going, you know. And that's about all I can do, you know. Just one foot in front of the other. But yeah, but I do appreciate. I really appreciated this though. I appreciated this gesture. Um, you know, you just never know who you're gonna touch with your story sometimes, you know. Um, and I think that's the thing for me more than the money. I mean, even by him just being really touched and motivated by what I'm going through and not giving up and all. I mean, for me that would have been enough. But yeah, this did surprise me though. him giving me $200. you know, I guess he didn't throw all the ones to the strippers. So he gave me a couple of bands and just handed it over to me. So yeah, I appreciated that. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and give an update. For the most part, I just been uploading like PUBG videos. I mean, I do play a lot of PUBG Mobile. Been playing that since the game first came out. I think it's like back in 2017. Yeah. I mean, there are times where I play PUBG Mobile and I stop because the cheating on it is so rampant. It's just really bad. I mean, it just takes the fun out of the game. And a lot of times that's still the case now. There's still a lot of cheaters on there, but a lot of times I play PUBG Mobile to pass the time, and I think it's still a fun game. I think it's still the best battle royale game out there. You know, so I'll probably still keep uploading PUBG videos when I play the game because I just like playing PUBG Mobile. But yeah, but aside from that, I'm going to get back to doing my mental health check-ins. And I at the beginning of the year, I lost a pretty good amount of weight, but I've gained it all back now. So I'm probably going to start uploading videos, but I think I'm going to do it differently now, though. It won't simply just be losing weight. I think I just want to do like a full body cleanse, not just losing weight, but just overall. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to start, truly eating more healthier, like cutting out the fast food, junk food, and just see, the difference that it makes, how it makes me feel, how my body reacts to it. That's something I really want to see. And plus I have, type 2 diabetes too. So I should be doing that anyway, but I backslid on it. I backslid on losing weight and eating healthier and all. So, I'm going to get back to that. And this time stick with it. I'll start uploading videos about that. For the few that may watch it or want to see it anyway, aside from that, y'all take care. Happy holidays to y'all. Have a happy new year. And best of everything to y'all in 2026. Whatever dreams and goals you have, don't just wish for it to happen. Put in the work and make it happen. Y'all take care, and I will continue. I'll do the same. I will continue doing the same. Putting the work in to accomplish my dreams and goals. Even when there are times where I'm emotionally not there, mentally not there. A lot of times it's the physical aspect of it that keeps me going. There are times I don't feel like doing something. I mean, I feel so totally drained, and I just feel like I just don't want to go on. But since I can't physically go on, I do. So besides, you only have two options. Either give up or keep going. Just keep on keeping on, keep moving forward. So trying to move forward. So that's what I'll do. That's what I'll continue to do. Maybe at some point I will see some real progress forward and steady progress forward, but it remains to be seen. In the meantime, I'll post, more videos, letting you know how it's going and keeping updates on it. But again, y'all take care. One love, peace, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. And May we all have a happy, blessed, and prosperous 2026. All right. I'll take it easy.